$1 million tip on how you can be more productive, and it starts with priorities. Okay? Now, priorities are what? Things we need to get done. Now, the problem is that most of us, we have too many priorities. So the $1 million tip is this. We've got to prioritize our priorities. People often brag about how busy they are, but these are the people that really don't get anything done. And there's a myth out there that says being busy is being better. That is not true. That absolutely is not true. And when you have too many priorities, what happens is that you freeze and you become non-productive. Because you can be sitting there looking at your, to-do list for the day, and it's like, yes, I got to get everything on this to-do list done. And you think everything is a priority, and then your list is so long that you're like, oh my gosh, how am I going to get through this list? And then all of a sudden you start checking email, and then you start checking and answering text messages, and then you take some calls, and then somebody comes to the door and you answer the door. And all of these are distractions from your priority list. So what I'm going to ask you to do, you guys, instead of, making emails and texts and unscheduled calls and people walking to your door your new priority, I'm going to have you make a list of things that will become your true priority. I love when people say, well, I'm a good multitasker. No, you're not. Okay? Because people who say that, they're unfocused and they're not very productive. And besides that, you guys, there is no such thing as multitasking. Your brain can only focus on one thing at a time. When you make your brain switch back and forth on multiple tasks, all you're going to do is just lose productivity, and then you wonder why that you're never going to get anything done. All right, so let me give you that $1 million tip, and it's like, okay, how do I become more productive? I'm going to kind of 10x. We're going to 10x your productivity. All right, so every night before you go to bed, I want you to do this. I want you to make a list of the top 6 things that you need to take care of. Okay? Number 1 is the most important. Number 6 is the least important of your list of 6. But only make 6. Okay? Now, these are your true priorities. Okay? These are things that you're like, I have to get this done, and I have to get it done tomorrow. And if you have a list of 6, guess what? You're going to get them done. You're going to go out there and you're going to get them done, and you're going to be much more productive. Now, the next day, I want you to start with number 1, and you complete the task without any interruption. All right, so whatever your number 1 priority was, you're not taking calls, you're not checking email, you're not sending text messages, you're not doing anything except getting that number 1 priority off your to-do list. And then you move on to number 2, and then so on. So if you don't complete all 6, what I want you to do is move them up on the next day's list. All right, for example, if you wrote 6 things down and you completed 5 of them, well, whatever was number 6 that day that you just, for whatever reason, you just didn't get it done, that becomes number 1 for the next day. All right, so if you completed 3, then add 3 to the next day. Just making sure that you always have 6, but no more than 6 priorities on your list every single day. Guys, the bottom line is this: successful people focus. They focus, and we've got a patch for that, right? Single task. Be single-minded, okay? Be single task-minded. This is a process that, you know what? It's just simple enough that it works. And, fewer tasks lead to better work and greater output. So guys, all I'm going to ask you to do is take pressure off yourself. Just take some pressure off yourself. And don't sit back and go, all right, I got 20 things on my to-do list. It's like, no. Don't put brushing your teeth on your to-do list. All right? That's, you have to do that anyway. But when it comes to being productive, and let's associate that with our business. What are the top 6 things that you have to get done tomorrow or today, whatever it is, okay? What are those 6 things? And you don't do anything until those 6 things are completed. because they are your priority for the day, and that's what's going to make you uber successful and uber productive. So I hope that helps you guys. $1 million tip to help you become more productive. Shorten your priority list, your to-do list, but make sure that you complete all of the 6 priorities in order. Okay, you might not get them all done in one day, and I don't want to put that kind of pressure on you. But if, like I said, if you complete 4 of them, well, number 5 on your list becomes number 1 for tomorrow. And then you add, 4 more tasks to your list so that you have a minimum of 6, no more than 6. Okay, no more than 6, because it becomes overwhelming.